What is up, y'all? Capone Tony here, and welcome to my How My Ever Crisis account is looking video in June of 2024. So, I made one video prior to this that started this series in, May, and that showed pretty much where my account was at, where, how my best teams, my best weapons, what content I've cleared, what banners I was pulling on, things like that. And that was for the month of May. And now I'm going to show, the whole point of this series is to show kind of how my account is progressing month by month, what kind of milestones I hit, what content I cleared, banners I pulled on, things of that nature. So I kind of put together a list here, and I'm going to go through that now. So the content I completed, like substantial in-game content or just like dungeons, things like that. So when it comes to in-game content, I'm going to start out with summon quests, and the thing I completed this month that I did not complete the previous month was Ifrit and Bahamut EX2. So once I got characters level 80, this was kind of a breeze, and it took me my second try. I did it with a team of Matt, Tifa, and Cloud, I believe. And yeah, it was pretty simple. I could have probably did it the first time, but I just didn't know what to expect in the battle. After I knew kind of how the battle goes, it was pretty much a cakewalk after that. So the bump from level 70 to 80 makes a pretty big difference, especially in HP. So I think that was like the biggest bump. Like you could just take more damage, So yeah, I cleared that. And when it comes to Leviathan and Shiva EX2, those are the only two I've not completed yet. Shiva EX2, I was very close, but I feel like I have to do that battle almost perfect because I just don't have a strong fire magic setup. Like I'm using Aerith with Egg Staff. That is like my best fire magic attack right now because I didn't pull on Zack's half anniversary banner, so it's just without it, it's somewhat difficult. I mean, I could probably do it. You have to know the ins and outs of that fight. I just don't want to put a lot of. Eventually I'll put in the effort and the time to do it. I just, it's like really no rush right now because, these memories right here are needed to get these summons to level 8, level 9, whatever. And mine's are only level 6 right now for Shiva and Leviathan because these memories take so much amount of time, so much grinding that like, it's just not worth it at the moment, especially when there's limited content that we're already kind of, it's draining our stamina and we just don't have the time to put that stamina toward the content that's permanent, right? So Leviathan EX2, I also got very close on this. I think I could probably do it as well with the team of Zack, Zack, Cloud, and Red 13. I got pretty far into the battle, but yeah, I just one small mistake can just ruin things. So eventually I'll put in the more time and effort and I'll clear that as well. I assume I might be able to clear both of those by next month, but we'll see how that goes. But when it comes to like all the crisis dungeons, like the newest crisis dungeon that we had, that one was an absolute joke. Or at least for my account anyways, the Hanaja Hill. I did a video on both of these for the normal hard and very hard. Very easy stuff. All I did was use Cloud as a main DPS for lightning, and then you can have Yuffie to support him by buffing him and debuffing the enemies, lightning resist, and then Matt just there as a healer. So, I mean, very straightforward, very easy in my opinion, for my account anyways. Content I didn't complete is I didn't complete the crash that we had with the Galan Balor. And I think that was just because I didn't have a mid-tier wind breach, and I think that was pretty much required. Like I don't think there was any way around it. You had to have that weapon either for Aerith or Aerith's OB6 wind one, or you had to pull on Red's new weapon, and I just wasn't going to do that just for a crash. So it is what it is. Happy for all the people that cleared it because we did get the free 1,000 crystals for the Galan Balor Humus Hunt, so props to all y'all for giving us all 1,000 crystals. Y'all are awesome. Good job. So, banners I pulled on. So the one banner I pulled on was for Yuffie, her Quake one. So in that banner, all I got was the guaranteed weapon, and actually let's go to that real quick. So I probably have a party here. So our Earth. So this is what my Yuffie would look like right now. I mean, only got one copy of the weapon. It was not a good banner that I pulled on. Like, I did not get many wishlist weapons. I only got one copy of the weapon. But I did get the costume, and eventually I think this is going to be like a pretty sick build. It took like 21,000 crystals, so 7 pulls. Not like terrible, but, you know, it's about average, right? So I put on a Wiser Staff in the back here. So it's got HP and Earth Potency. I think Red's leather collar is better, but this one's already OB6, just naturally through ticket, you know, draws. So, yeah, she got 5,000 P attack, and Earth Potency is at level 3, which, you know, eventually it's going to get bigger once I get more copies of this weapon. I'm going to keep putting on the wish list when I draw on banners. So, excited for this Yuffie build and, you know, to see the full potential eventually. But alright, that's the one banner I actually pulled on. I didn't pull on anything else yet. When it comes to the current Monster Hunter draw, I just... I don't think my account needs either of these. Like, they're very nice to have, don't get me wrong. I think the Cloud costume pretty much power creeps his Zidane costume for me. And then Zack's costume is just fantastic. I mean, I don't have the Murasame costume. And having Zack with that setup, I mean, it's really good. But I think I can clear Leviathan EX2 without Zack, and I just don't think it's necessary. So that's my line of thinking. If I'm not having issues clearing content with a Lightning setup already, then I don't feel the need to pull on Zack. Just my opinion, you know. I just want to, you know, get this out of the way too. Like, I'm a light spender account. All I do is pay for season pass when it comes to this game, and that's just mainly to support the game itself. And you do get like a little bit of a benefit. You get the free weapon exchange, the 6,000 extra crystals, so it does help. But yeah, I still have to pick and choose when I want to spend my crystals, and you know, I got to be very careful about that. And when it comes to these characters, like, account progression is not going to be that amazing in my opinion. You know, it's not going to take me to like another tier, I feel. So even though both of these characters are great in this banner, it's just something I'm probably not going to pull on. I'm still waiting to see what Tifa and Aerith provide. Like I said before, I think if Aerith has like a healing arcanum, I think that would be really dope. And that would something I'd probably be interested in pulling on. But we'll see how it goes. But, alright, cool. That's the banners. Best weapons and teams. So, let's go to my weapons now. So, my last video, I didn't have any weapons at level 120 because I just didn't feel it was necessary. Because at the time, Mithril Ore was very limited. Or not Mithril Ore, but Mithril Ingots. So, but after clearing all those battle towers, which I forgot to mention in the content I cleared all 3 of those battle towers. Those were super easy. Well, pretty much almost auto battle like all 3 of them. But yeah, they gave you a ton of Mithril Ingots for doing that, and we got Mithril Ingots just through like events and stuff too. So I finally went out of the way to upgrade Centipede to 120, Ultimatic to 120, and Sun Umbrella to 120. Because and I only did it because they kind of helped take one of these R abilities for like attack or physical ability potency or magic attack, whatever, to the next level, you know, in a specific setup. So that's the only time I would want to upgrade these weapons level 20. It was when it does actually take an R ability to the next level, right? To make that a specific build that much stronger. So these are the only 3 after the 120. I've taken a lot of other ones to 110, as you can see. Crystal Sword. This one, yeah, 110. I got very lucky with draws on some of these. I got 2 or 3 Wiser Staffs recently too, which took this to OB6. Anything else that I really got? Oh, I got a Fairy Tail, then another OB10 weapon. So I recently got a Fairy Tail from a ticket draw video, and then one of the free 10-day or the free 10 pulls from the Monster Hunter thing that's going on right now. I got another Fairy Tail. So that went from OB8 to OB10 just within like a couple days. So really cool stuff. Other weapons, I took some other weapons level 90, level 110, because we'd be getting so many. If you just keep doing the daily for the what's it called, the mine is blanking right now. Yeah, if you do the premium quest, for every time I do a premium quest every day, I do either this one or I do this one. And eventually, it just keeps adding up to the point where I'm just taking a bunch of weapons to level 110 or level 100 or 110 now. And as you can see, just more and more weapons get added to the list. Also, Buster Sword. You can get another copy of Buster Sword in the Crisis Metal Exchange. That's at OB9 now. And yeah, it's going pretty well. Just bit by bit, a lot of these weapons getting a little bit stronger each month. This weapon I'm trying to get much stronger too. It'll help for clearing Shiva EX2, along with, just being a great weapon overall for Aerith, because it does have AoE fire, it's a great single target, and it does a cure all slot. So it's kind of an all-in-one thing. Even without her Arcanum costume that goes with this, I still think it's really good. But alright. That is like best weapons. We can go to like best teams now. So when it comes to my previous video, I showed off this team called Strong. So this team was at like 370,000 power at level 70. Now everyone's at level 80. We're at almost 420,000 now. So getting from level 70 to 80, it was a pretty substantial jump. And I think the reason for that, the biggest reason, the biggest thing that improves when you have a level cap increase is HP, in my opinion, because I think it just goes up a lot naturally. So if you look at this Cloud right here, he has no weapons that have any kind of HP R ability on it, and he's still at 7,300 HP, which is pretty crazy to think about now. Nothing with an HP R ability stat. And he probably has some materia that has HP on it, but I mean this one doesn't. This one doesn't either, and actually no. Yeah, this is just straight up Cloud. 7,300 HP with nothing, no HP added to any of his costumes, his weapons or materia. Yeah. So as you can see, every time you get that increase in level cap, HP is the biggest beneficiary from that. And also he's the first character right here, 6,000 attack, I think, at least for me anyway. But pretty cool. So if you look at other things, this is what I cleared for Bahamut EX2 and Bahamut Ifrit EX2. So Matt, he's just, dude, this weapon, Centipede, I need to say this, man. Centipede, I keep talking about how good this weapon is. It is it's almost easy mode for this game. It is so useful for so much content. This weapon took Matt from a pretty good A tier character. He's S tier now, just because of this one weapon. It's so useful for all the in-game content. Almost all the in-game content I've been clearing, Matt's been on the team. He's pretty much might have leaped over Aerith as a primary healer on my team now, just because this weapon with an AoE heal and a physical defense AoE buff is insanity. I almost hope Aerith gets something like this, in the Monster Hunter banner, but it does magic defense. That'd be sick too. But yeah, I mean, Matt, he's insane. He's so good. But yeah, this is my setup for clearing Bahamut EX2 and Bahamut Ifrit EX2. Pretty straightforward. You just need a bunch of utility for a bunch of different spots and good ice damage, and you're pretty much good. Other stuff, so there's a balance team, damage dealer, 2 DPSs, and a good healer in Aerith. So with Aerith now, she's got OB10 of both of these weapons, which is pretty awesome. This is god tier Aerith right here with the Sun Umbrella and Fairy Tail. Finally got them both to OB10 after I put these on the wish list until they were both OB6. And then, yeah, I just did natural ticket draws and just eventually got enough to get the OB10, which was really cool. Glad the Gotcha God took me up with that. Yeah, Lightning, I mean, yeah, something like this, man, is really good. This is what I used for the Crisis Dungeon that we had recently that was favored for Lightning. Yuffie just buffing Cloud, debuffing the enemy. Matt just there to heal, and Cloud just doing all the damage. I mean, very good setup. That's why I feel I don't need to draw on Zac right now, because if that's the hardest Lightning content we have to deal with right now, then it's what's the point, right? Alright. Then there's pretty much a bunch of other setups I have for earth, wind, water. Water is probably the thing I need to improve on the most, but we just still haven't had much content in the game that needs water, so there's like not much of a, you know, rush on to improve that at the moment. Black Whiskers, good weapon. I finally got that to OB6. It took a long time. I would like to get Maritime to OB6 too to kind of help out this setup, but yeah. No, you know, I'm not really going crazy to like needing good water weapons at the moment because the game just like hasn't really needed it. So until it does, then there's no really rush to improve my water setup. I think that kind of covers it, man. So we had the towers. I had to set up for all 3 of the towers. Like I said, that was very easy. I pretty much auto-battled almost all those floors. But, yeah, wind, ice, lightning. I kind of have a little setup for everything. And those, all those teams have, like, progressed a pretty good amount just because of that level cap from level 70 to level 80, which I'll kind of go into now. I have 9 characters at level 80, just from doing like the dailies for the gold bomb, and the only 3 that I haven't got there yet are Lucia, Glenn, and Kate Sith, because I would say these are my 3 least used characters, so they were naturally the 3 last I was going to focus on, but I'll eventually get all of them there too. I had pretty much enough nodes to get through the entire tree for the other 9 characters. You know, except I probably didn't pull like on things that weren't super needed for a specific character like this. Like, you know, I'm not gonna pull on or use my resources for magic, the nodes for magic, if Cloud he's not a magic damage healer, so things like that. And you know, I wasn't gonna pull the physical ones for Aerith or the magic ones for Tifa. So, right. And when it comes to leveling these 3 characters, I just don't have enough. I'm not gonna have the resources to do it because, like as you can see right now, this is how it's kind of looking. Entering this level cap, I probably had like 8,000 for all of these, and after leveling up all these characters to 80, this is where I'm at right now. So these last 3 characters are not going to be able to clear out their stat stream for a bit, which is not a big deal because, you know, they're my least used characters, so it's not, you know, end of the world. As long as the other 9 characters are leveled up in their stat stream, that's fine. So, okay, let's actually go into like something that I see a lot of people struggling with right now, and that's like managing stamina. So, we had this issue right now. Well, it actually is dating back to the previous event too, with the Gallimbalor crash, where it was this people were really having a hard time managing their stamina between all these different events going on. And the thing is, like, I'm not having that much of an issue because I feel like I'm kind of patient with this. So if you look at my stamina, like, I have a good amount of stamina here in reserve. Actually, stuff starts expiring on June 12th. And this was actually like a lot worse before, like June 12th, like 9 days from now. Before it was like 2 days until they expire, until like all these events started popping up. Then it's like, okay, now I got to start diving into the stamina a bit. Yeah, it's not that much of an issue for me because this is what I essentially do every day. So I wake up in the morning, I use my generated stamina on like a Monster Hunter crossover event co-op. I knock out one of those at X9 stamina. And then I log in later on after the day resets. For me, it's 4 p.m. Eastern. So then I'll do the 1-a-day gold bomb for the team that's not leveled up to 80 yet. And then I'll do 2 of these at ×9 as well. And that is enough for me to clear out the dailies. That's all I'm going to do. And then I do 1 Monster Hunter crossover co-op, and that clears out the dailies for this as well. So what I'm trying to do here is trying to use my daily rewards as much as I can and not rush through this content because there is no rush. At least for Monster Hunter, there's no rush. It's like 30 days. Like, what's the point of like using a bunch of your stamina to clear out all this content, clear out all the rewards in here if you don't need to, right? Like if you're literally dying for like some of these materials, like because you have to upgrade some weapons now and you don't have these materials, then I understand that. But if you don't need to, then just go at it at a slow pace. That's how I feel anyways. And yeah, but if you clear out content too fast in this game, it's like you're eventually going to hit that wall where it's like, okay, there's like nothing to clear now. So yeah, that's just kind of how I feel about it. And that's why I don't have really issues with stamina. I kind of do. I go at a very slow pace, and to a lot of people that might seem really boring, and yeah, or people that are just kind of impatient too, because I know you want. When it comes to level 80, you want to get there as fast as you can for all these characters, but once I try my best to be efficient, I guess, and use my one a day, so like I'm making the most out of it. So this is essentially a free 800,000 experience every day for 3 characters. And if once I get to the last day of this, because there's like 5 days left, and I'm still not level 80 with those characters, then I'll start to dive into the stamina a little bit. But if I don't need to do that, then I won't, right? So that's just how I'm managing stamina and stuff right now. But yeah, I hope they do kind of like, I know there is a lot of complaints that people need more stamina. And look at that, more stamina. But so I hope Applebot does help y'all out. I know they recently did. They gave us a crap ton of stuff for the those live streams that they had, where I think they gave us like 70-something like free stamina bottles or something, which I'm eventually going to have to use a bunch of. Look at this, 27, 10, 10, 10. So yeah, that's just kind of how I manage stamina. Just do the dailies and don't go too overboard when you don't really need to, if that makes any sense. So yeah. One thing I didn't dive into in my previous video when it comes to my account is how my materia looks. So I can kind of go into that. So I'll go into the rarity. These are all my 5-star materias. I finally got a 5-star Kira. I've been like cooking this thing nonstop, and it finally happened. And I think it was like on a it was on a creation that like didn't use any of those high stat ones. Like that was like a brain fart, but it was a synthesis that didn't need any of those high tier materials, right? Like it didn't have any of the synthnite catalyst. It didn't have any of the synthnite piece. All it had was like 10 of these, and that was it. So I eventually just do it for a long time, and you'll eventually get lucky, hopefully. I know the percentages are super low, but yeah, I have 7 5-star materias. This one, this Kira, I think is pretty good. Magic attack, heal. I wish these percentages were a little bit better, but 15 to magic defense and 6 to physical defense, pretty good. This rumor blow is pretty recent too. HP, physical attack, but these disgusting for magic attack. I recently got this one, heal and magic attack, 5%, pretty good. This Thundar is pretty gross. There you go. This is pretty decent too, bio. So a lot of I got 7 5-stars and then a bunch of 4-stars. And then there's like some 3-stars that I kind of keep around. I should probably actually clear some of these out, because I'm sure a lot of them are just dated now that have like flat stats and don't really need any more. But yeah, that's my materia. Highwind, I guess this is the last thing I'll go into. So how Highwind is looking, let's claim and see if we get lucky. Nope. So Highwind's at level 49 right now. I need 4.9 million to upgrade to 50. But the Highwind is like not much of a rush either. All I do is do the Highwind and I do Stabilizer back and forth. Someone told me that Propeller at level 36 kind of like is like a soft cap for like increasing rarity, but I'm not sure if I noticed a difference or not. Engine, I just boosted it to 36 because why not? I don't know. It's probably a waste, but it is what it is. I think I boosted it because one of the collection requirements was to get more parts of the Highwind, so I just went ahead and did it. And these are the ones that I kind of overboosted, so you probably don't need to overboost these right now if your account is not struggling with content, but it's kind of impatient, I guess. So I did the ones for like boost attack, boost weapon C ability, boost attack, boost magic attack, boost HP. The ones that like I felt would receive the most benefit to my characters overall. But yeah, Highwind's going pretty smoothly. Just check it like 2 times a day. I pretty much claim when I wake up, and I claim before I go to bed. And that's pretty much how I handle Highwind. All right, I think that kind of covers it for my account for June of 2024. I'm still waiting to see what comes from these Monster Hunter banners. We have already a big content, I guess, roadmap ahead of us where we're gonna have the beach costumes are gonna come back for specific characters, as well as having new costumes for those events as well. And I saw a beach Lucia, and I think that looks pretty awesome, and I might draw on that one. Vincent is coming obviously in July, which I definitely want to draw on whatever banner he's going to be featured in, because when we always get a new character, they come with a new banner for that character as well. So whatever Vincent gets, I'm going to draw on also. And then after that, we got the 1-year anniversary, which is probably going to be insane when it comes to like specific banners and power creep and stuff. So some things you got to keep in mind. That's why I possibly might not even draw on Monster Hunter, but if something really good comes for Aerith, that's probably what's going to sway me, because I think my Tifa is really good. So unless it's really, really good for Tifa, I probably won't draw. But for Aerith, I feel like my costumes for her are dated except prison dressed, and I would like to get something better if there is something better that shows up. So, yep, that's how I feel about my account right now. How is y'all's account going? What is y'all's best weapons, best teams? What content have y'all struggling with? Have y'all cleared all the content? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, if you enjoy my Ever Crisis content, please give this video a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Later.